This is a totally amazing and very well deserved win. I'm extremely happy and proud of her. She was amazing. She was very composed and calm all during her finals. And can you see the lowest score that she has shot is just 9.5. So she was superb today. She was in very well control, and I'm very happy because this is the first woman pistol medal in from India, and like the first ever one, and it's just amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of her. I've seen her grown from the beginning, and she is just superb today.
Anu,
she was brilliant.
Yes, I wanted to, this is something Vidur and me were discussing, but you are the right person to be able to explain this to a lay person like any one of us. What kind of nerves does one need to be able to remain calm, to maintain one's composure in a time like this when the crowd is cheering and you automatically, I'm sure you know how everyone in India would be tuning in at this point, being wide-eyed, not even blinking, waiting for each and every shot that you're taking, waiting for you to get that medal. What kind of pressure is it, and how does one remain calm in a point like this?
So I'm sure she must be preparing for this day from very long time, and she had a very good experience from previous World Cups and pressure competitions, and she has won also before. So she was fully prepared mentally, and she must have prepared in all her mental training sessions, visualization and everything. And so that's why we can see it today. She was if you see her, she was closing her eyes, she was focused. Nothing was bothering her today. She was in full control of her nerves.
How does one prepare for this? Of course, this is a journey for any athlete. This is a lifelong journey reaching this point. But when it all boils down to those few minutes in which now everything that you've prepared for throughout your life, what kind of thoughts are coming into, as an athlete, I'd like to just understand from you, what kind of mindset do you have at the time of an event when you are, going for that final shoot and you know that this is the time when it's going to decide whether you win a medal and which medal you win?
See, our mind is so tricky. Any kind of thought can come to your mind at that moment of time. You just a flicker of second, and you will not be there. So I think it's very important to stay to be conscious, because I've seen many shooters have gone in extreme pressure conditions. They go very numb. They are not able to understand. They are not able to think. But it's very important to hold your nerves, to stay composed, and to be only focused on your conscious, like in your present moment. And I think she was able to do that because she was in the right moment. She was thinking the right process, and she was just going with the flow.
Anu, there's one more thing I wanted to understand from you. As if even one athlete wins a medal for himself or herself, for the entire country, what kind of a boost does it give to the entire team, which is also coming from the same country, all the other Indians who are there to compete for India? What kind of a boost would it be giving to them?
It's a big boost. It's a big boost, not just for shooters, but for all other sports. I'm 100% sure, and I'm very happy it has come on the second day only. And so we have even shooters. They are in very good performance. Like they are in very good form. And the medal coming on the very second day is such a big boost for all the Indian contingent.
Absolutely.
And I'm very happy about it.
Thank you so much, Anurag Singh, for joining us and sharing all your insights, because you could tell what no non-athlete will be able to understand. Thank you so much for sharing all your insights. I'd like to now cut across.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you. I'd like to now cut across to Digvijay Singh Deo, our sports editor, who's there in Chaturoo. Digvijay, we've been waiting for you. Tell us what you saw. Tell us what was the feel like there.
Oh, well, I've been trying to catch my breath. Nice to hear Anurag there. I was there when she competed for India in this very event, the 10-meter air pistol in London 2012. But I think it's just a weight off the shoulder for Indian shooting, because London 2012 was the last time Indian shooting won a medal. And there have been huge question marks over the sport, over the shooters. And I must add, I've seen Manu as a prodigy. In fact, if we can dig up our archives, the first ever interview, Shivan, that she ever did on television was with WION in 2018 after she won gold at the Mexico World Cup in Guadalajara. I've covered her career extensively. Sort of was with her at the Asian Games in Jakarta. Tokyo was a huge disappointment for her. She competed in 3 events.
Yes.
She came back shattered. And there's an interview we in fact did with her last week before I left for Paris. And she spoke about how she had hit rock bottom. She had split with her coach Jaspal Rana. You know, this is the true hallmark of an athlete who's sort of hungry to win. She went back to Jaspal last year. They forgot what had happened in the past. They worked together. This morning I bumped into Jaspal because I came from Paris. I got up at 4, took a train here at 5 to get here for this. And it's been a trip well deserved. Jaspal Rana told me one thing. He said, Digvijay, she's ready. So I think the mood of celebration in the Indian camp here in Chateau is massive. And I can tell you, because Paris is a long way away, for the first medal for a country at the Olympics, it takes a lot of pressure off. As Anuraj was saying,
yes,
it's going to unleash a huge wave of optimism through the Indian contingent. Let me share some more good news. This morning, Ramita Jindal reached the final of the women's air rifle. For the first time, an Indian has reached that event final since Suma Shirut in 2004 Athens. And just while Manu was shooting, Arjun Babuta has reached the final of the men's air rifle, an event where Abhinav Bindra won the gold and Gagan Narang won the bronze medal at London. So Indian shooting on a high after the setback at Rio as well as Tokyo.
Digvijay, you know, as just before we cut across to you, I was trying to understand from Anu, you know, what is an athlete going through at a time like this when the pressure is really at its peak? And we've just received this, that Manu, after the win, this is what she said, I'm just going to quote here, that during the match, I was just thinking about Bhagavad Gita and Arjun because I read Bhagavad Gita before the match. Now, this is the thought process that is there. These are thoughts that she's getting. This is perhaps how she's kept her composure, because we were watching the match while it was happening, you know, with Nikhil, me, we're all sitting at the edge of our seats, we're hearing the crowd clap and we're getting so nervous looking at it. One can only imagine what the athlete is going through. Well, you were there seeing this live in Chateau.
For me.
Tell us what.
Never thought for me. I was sitting here and I was live tweeting every point, every score. I just need to move. There's a bus coming.
Yes.
Live tweeting every point, every score. And I've sort of covered Indian shooting for 21 years. There are very few people who've covered Indian shooting for so long. And I know the scores, I know the difference. And I'll tell you how close she was to the gold medal, because it came down to, the difference was 0.1 between her and the Korean. She was in second. She shot a 10.2, which is not a bad score on a pressure medal shot, because this is every 2 shots, there's an elimination. I'm just going to turn the camera because of this bus. But then the Korean shot 10.5. So small margins, Shivan, decide medals at the Olympic Games. But at this moment, I think Manu will take it. It's a weight off her shoulder. She's done it for her sport. She's done it for her country. And shooting is all about staying calm in the mind. It's all about how you handle pressure. Indian shooters were written off. People were saying that they didn't have the mental toughness to win. Manu Bhaker has shown that they are here to win. And I believe that this is going to trigger a wave of medals for Indian shooting, because the expectations from the Indian contingent are double digits, Shivan.
Yes.
But for India to reach double digits at Paris, they need the shooters to fire. Well, it's begun.
You know, just as soon as the result, we knew, okay, which medal has been secured. We knew India has opened its account at the Paris Olympics. Soon after that, what were the scenes like there when you were watching it? I'm going to keep asking you this in different ways because I want to understand exactly what was going on with the 21-strong contingent there as well.
Shivan,
yes.
As I said, I've covered shooting for 21 years. I was there when Abhinav Bindra won India's first gold. So I was sort of emotional initially, but right in front of me was the delegation of the NRAI, the Indian Rifle Federation. They all sort of jumped because they know before we do that a medal is confirmed. We have to look at the scores, but they sort of experts, they know that. And after that, everyone was just hoping. There's a lot of fans of Indian shooting who have come here. In fact, a few of them were with me on the train, sitting next to me. We had a lovely chat this morning about how Indian shooting needs to win at these Olympics. And the moment Manu won, all of them sort of went there, congratulated her. The former president of the NRAI, Raninder Singh, he in fact asked one of his colleagues to give her the flag. So that's the flag you see with Manu. Then Manu went off to the official broadcaster. So the celebrations have begun. I can tell you, we'll get her down here. We'll speak to her. We'll bring it all to you. The medal ceremony will probably start in a bit as well. But I can tell you, nothing succeeds like success, and an Olympic medal is the pinnacle of sporting greatness. And Manu Bhaker and Sandeep, who just missed out on a final yesterday in the air pistol, they are in action tomorrow in the mixed event. So this could end up being a superb Olympics for Manu now that the monkey's off her back.
Digvijay, you've of course seen Manu's journey since, of course, she's barely 22 at this point, and you've seen her journey, and just give us an understanding of the hardships she had to endure, the ups and downs leading up to the Paris Olympics, where she's won now in Chateauroux.
Shivan, Manu Bhaker was a junior shooter, like every other junior, 14, 15. Then she broke onto the scene in 2018 when she won she transitioned from the junior. She was in the junior squad, but she was also in the senior squad. She won a medal at the gold medal at the World Cup in Mexico, then followed it up by winning gold at the Commonwealth Games. And she was part of this great bunch of shooters who came through from the junior ranks, all mentored by Jaspal Rana, Anish Bhanwala, Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker. And then since then, she didn't look back. It was all upwards still. And I must add here, till the COVID pandemic happened, and all these young shooters just didn't know how to adapt. And that's why Tokyo turned out to be such a big disappointment for them. But she hit rock bottom after that. In fact, she told us in the interview that nothing seemed to be working, so she decided to go back to the basics. She got in touch with Jaspal Rana. In fact, the NRAI had blamed Jaspal Rana for India's flop show at the last games. And it takes a lot of humility to get back to that same person. They worked together, they've reconnected, they found that bond, and the result is here for you to see.
The result is definitely out here for everyone. Digvijay, thank you so much for getting us the latest. Of course, Digvijay is right there in Chateauroux, soaking in all the action, and we here in the studio at WION are bringing you all the action. Thank you so much, Digvijay, for getting us the latest. Here we're going to wrap this one up here, slip into a short break, come right back. We're getting you everything that's happening in Paris, in Chateauroux as well.